like to invite Dr. Ashminder Singh Bahal. He is the director of National Institute of Open Schooling. It's a vast organization with a huge team and huge enrollments and a specific special curriculum for children who are studying from home practically. So I would invite you, sir, to address us today with your insights. So how is it particularly self-directed learning, how is it happening through NIOS?
First of all, I want to thank you, Nandita ji, for inviting me to such a prestigious webinar with so many, dedicated professionals who are co-panelists of mine. I may not be as good as Magdalena or maybe Geeta or Vineet, who are practically doing it on ground.
You're too modest.
At the same time, I'm really honored and thankful. And also to Magdalena and Witold, and they gave such a nice perspective into things, and I totally agree with them on those issues as I'm practicing them virtually on daily basis. I want to tell you that self-directed learning, as distinct from autodidactism. Autodidactism is when you do the learning without any external element helping you. No teacher, no institution helping you, you do it yourself. But as distinct from that, I personally feel the self-directed learning is mainly involved with the initiative of the learner, maybe assisted by the parents in helping him out, but he is the initiator of the learning process by the curriculum and content that he gets, which is in the self-learning form. And he is the person who decides what his lifelong learning process would be. So here, the external help could be there or may not be there, because the external help initially comes in during the school period. But when you go to higher education elements, when you go to colleges to do your graduation, undergraduate or postgraduate programs, perhaps it becomes completely on him to take forward the process, not so much as his teachers or his parents earlier, or the parents converted to teachers. Now, one more thing I want to highlight in this process, there was a study carried out by NCERT, and I want to supplement to what both of them, my earlier colleagues, had said. In this study by NCERT, they carried out a competency test of 10th class students in 610 districts on mathematics, social science, English, science, and other languages of India. And they found that the competencies were not being met by 62% of the learners in case of mathematics and sciences, and 58% of the learners in case of languages. Therefore, there is a need to go well beyond what a formal classroom teaching takes place, and then it needs to be supplemented by home teaching. Maybe the home teaching, because it is dedicated one-to-one. In classroom teaching, there are 60 students in India. Even if we go abroad, there are 20 to 40 students. Each one has a different learning pace and learning needs and learning style. And every teacher cannot get down to every person's learning pace and time. And therefore, invariably, there is hardly 20% of the class that actually grasps the concepts, whereas majority of the class has not understood, and they do the self-learning themselves when they go back after the classrooms at home. In any case, home tutorship is still taking place today in India in an extensive way. So the classroom, I personally feel, is more oriented towards social interaction with peers and community sports and community understanding the diversity of opinion rather than anything else. And more importantly, the career goals, is it self-education only to gain knowledge, or is it to acquire skills and abilities to succeed in an industry 4.0 environment where the curriculums are so lethargic that they change over a very large period of time? And the next major issue is whether it is only knowledge, skills, or abilities, or whether it is beliefs, values, as well as the ability to live life as a good human being, as a good member of this society. Is that being taught in every school in the same structured manner? I would say no. And this is where homeschooling, even if there is formal schooling, is a very important role to play. And the learner identifies with his help of his parents what his career goal is going to be, what his learning needs are, what the learning process should be, and how he is or she is going to undertake the learning process, so that he becomes, like we say in the case of Raymond's, a complete man or a complete woman by the time he lays down his arms in this world. This is the
Thank you.
introduction I would say before I go back to telling you about NIOS. I will tell about NIOS subsequently when you ask.
Okay, thank you, thank you.